Hope Channel, changing lives.
It's another beautiful Monday, and as we always do, we bring you nothing but insightful lessons on healthy living on Hope TV. Thank you so much for making time to join our program once again. My name is Bibi and you are on Healthy Living on Hope TV. Today we come your way once again. Last week we started with the pregnancy school, but as I mentioned, we couldn't exhaust everything. So we are here today to continue from where we left off. I have with me here a guest that was on the show last week, and she's here again today to help us, as always, to go through the topic. You can send in your questions or comments to our WhatsApp line on 0559 680066, 0559 680066. You can also join us on Facebook via our handle Hope TV GH, and your questions will be read and answered accordingly. And so to our guest for today is in the person of Madam Esther Kwekuma. She was with us last week and she's here again to help us with our discussion for today. Auntie Esther, you are welcome.
Thank you.
I can see you are prepared for our questions.
Yeah.
How has your week been?
Oh, superb.
We thank God, and I know you are happy to be back here.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so we will not waste much time.
Okay.
I see that we have a lot of questions from what we presented from last week. Yes, so I'll just go ahead and then we'll answer some of them as and when we go along. So the first question is from one of our viewers. She says I should ask if it's okay to take vitamin E and folic acid when trying to get pregnant.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. In fact, trying to get pregnant, you don't have to wait till maybe the month that you are married, then you are trying to boost your immune system for getting pregnant.
Okay.
You are supposed to start a little bit earlier on. Probably some people may start at 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Some may start at 3 months, 4 months. And normally we give preconception care.
Okay.
So with the preconception care, you are advised on your diet and things that will give you the vitamins that you need to build your system. Other than that, when you go abroad, for instance, they give the people preconception. They have, in fact, they have in their shops.
Okay.
Preconception, vitamin B, and then folic acid.
Okay.
Folic acid is very, very important in getting pregnant, and then for yourself to get the baby well nourished in everything that will cause a deformity.
Okay.
So these things are available, and with the midwives, for instance, people even do start preconception care a year before they get married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's necessary, and getting mostly when you are eating green leaves, that is where most of the vitamins are. That comes to build up the body. So people who are able to eat well normally will not think about preconception care.
Okay.
But people who normally are picky, they want this, they don't want that, then the good food that is good for everybody and will be good for them for the 252 or 53 days when they get pregnant to carry the pregnancy, they won't eat them. They are the people who will be chasing preconception care. But mostly with the midwives, you will be advised as to what to do, what not to do, and then how to take care of yourself so that by the time you get pregnant, you are fully equipped with knowledge that will help you go through the pregnancy.
So it's your advice that she can go on and take the folic acid.
Folic acid and vitamin B. In fact, we have preconception vitamin B complex.
Okay.
And then folic acid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The next question is from our sister Nana Kosia from 2nd D. She says that she's pregnant and sometimes it seems like something is under her throat. It happens like that and she starts vomiting. It takes like 2 to 3 days. She wants to know what causes that.
Oh, it's all the hormonal changes in the body. It's nothing, she hasn't swallowed anything. It's normal with many people. Many people get pregnant today and they start vomiting today till the day they deliver. Or they will vomit for a couple of months, then it goes down, it subsides by itself. However, when you go to the health facility, you'll be treated for the vomiting, because if you are vomiting excessively, it means you're going to get dehydrated. But you being a double person and sometimes triple, the hospital or the midwife will have to guide you as to how that vomiting could stop. And we have simple measures like just sugarcane and then this lemongrass. When boiled together, then you add just a little bit of lemon and you'll be drinking it as often as you can. Drink a whole lot. It wouldn't do anything
to the baby.
But it will stop the vomiting. You gain your strength and you will be fine. You eat normal food, you go everywhere, you do everything that everybody is doing.
Some tricks. Okay, so we have our sister Joa from Kumasi. She says she works at the X-ray unit. She wants to know if it will be difficult for her to conceive.
Radiation.
Yes.
It depends. So if she works at the X-ray department, she should know where she should be at a time. She's not supposed to be anywhere where radiation, the strength of the power that is going out of the machines or anything will be close to her. Other than that, it may go on to cause deformity in the fetus. Yes.
Okay, now from last week we discussed pregnancy, what to do, diet,
and what not to do,
exercise, and all that. Some people, when they are pregnant, they don't want to have any intimacy with their husbands because maybe they are scared that something will happen to the baby or something. What's your take on that? Is it safe to have sexual intimacy while you are pregnant?
Oh, there is no problem with it if you, the woman, doesn't have a problem.
Okay.
Some people may have experienced maybe picking up a pregnancy which doesn't last and then it dropped. So that's in some cases when it has happened on few occasions, we will say the cervix is incompetent of holding the fetus. So as a result of that, when it's getting heavy, then the pregnancy drops. So with that one, we advise on it. You know when you can have just a bit of it, but not going deep down like when the woman was empty and you were trying to make yourselves happy. Because the friction of the penis to the cervix, if the cervix is not all that competent or strong enough, sometimes it's not common. It's not very common. It's with some people. It's with some people, especially people who may have had several abortions in time past, people who are using like tampons to tighten up the vagina for the man to have sex and enjoy when they were not married, and all sorts of little things. Yeah, so that is it.
But for people that are not suffering
anything, pregnancy is normal. Having sex during pregnancy is also normal, depending upon how the two of you feel. Yeah. When the woman is not comfortable with it, she'll have to side with the man, not starve him. When you start starving him, he'll start looking into the window. But if he's not starved, and once a while, with just a little bit of happiness, it comes on, that is fine.
All right.
That is fine.
All right. Let's talk about medications. I know that pregnancy comes with its own
medications.
Things, How safe is it to do self-medication when you're pregnant?
Well, in the home setup, before medicine, before pharmaceuticals came, they were drinking their own leaves, boiled leaves and other things to give them blood, eating a whole lot of green leaves and beans and all the things that goes into good nutrition to get their blood that will feed that where the baby is going to feed from. Because when a woman is pregnant, the baby cannot come out to eat and then go back in there. But what the mother takes in, that is what the baby is going to feed on in order to grow. So before you get pregnant, you must be eating well. Not sweets and puddings and
fatty
other
foods.
things, fast foods and those things. Real home cooked food, that are rich in everything that we know. This granule soup, palm nut soup, everything that we've been eating normally. That makes children grow healthy. You see them bouncing and then you are happy. Those are the things that you have to eat and then do away with sweets. And few other things. Fried things, oily things. Oily things. So that is it.
All right. Okay, we'll go for this quick break. When we come back, the discussion continues. Do not go anywhere. We shall be right back.
Hello and welcome to Calvary Hour. Calvary Hour is a magazine show that brings your way the beliefs of Adventists and what the Bible says. What do you know about the Bible? Yes, and then you get to meet some personalities who share in their experience. And what makes Calvary Hour an amazing show is that you also get to bring in your favorite songs and we'll play it out for you. Calvary Hour comes your way every Tuesday at 4 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
If you want your business to be very successful, to reach or to have the international flavor, or to transcend to your children and to your children's children and your children's children's children, the best thing to do is to bring in partnership.
You don't need money at all to be innovative.
Right.
But I'm not going to say you don't need money to start a business. A lot of people always think that yes, you need money, but even the way you go about even accessing the funds can find a solution in innovation.
Doing business is about taking risk, and risk involves fear. Because you can never tell the end from the beginning, but you still have to do something.
If you spend out of your sales, you run a risk of not accounting for your sales. You may not know exactly how much you have sold and how much you have spent because you are mixing them up.
Meet our subject matter experts every evening on this channel, where we bring your way the Hope Business Forum version 2.0.
Hope Business Forum, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Hello and welcome back from the break. If you just joined us, we are discussing pregnancy as we started last week, and we are continuing with where we left off from last week. You can join us with your questions on our WhatsApp line 0559 680066 or on our Facebook channel via our handle Hope TV GH, and your questions will be read and answered accordingly. So, Ancestor, we've spoken about preconception, and then now the person is pregnant. We've spoken about what to do, what to eat, and what not to eat, medications. I know that there's an issue regarding sleeping posture because you have something in front of you. You can't, you can't lie down as you wish. Is there a specific sleeping posture for people that are pregnant?
It depends upon the individual, the convenience of the one who is pregnant. She has to find a position that she can adapt, which is comfortable to her. But if somebody writes the position for you, and you go into that position and it's not suitable, then what do you do? So you have to find out the position that will be good for you. And tummies doesn't get big until 28 weeks, even 20 weeks, some people can lie on the tummy.
And nothing will happen to the baby.
Nothing will happen because the fetus in there is not lying just in your tummy. It's in this bag with a whole lot of water around it. We call it amniotic fluid. So it floats in there. You can see from 16 weeks onwards of pregnancy, the baby starts to move in there. So when you get to see how the baby is moving, which means the baby is free to go anywhere. You can stop it. So look at the position that will be convenient for you, and then you adapt it. But nobody can prescribe a particular position for you, except like you saying when the person probably is due in the last 8 to 9 months before delivery, that the person may say he or she cannot lie on her tummy. But try every position which will be convenient for you. Don't let anybody prescribe for you. Otherwise, you'll be depending upon that prescription, and before you know, that one has rather endangered your life. So whatever the person thinks is convenient
and comfortable,
she can go ahead and then
adapt that kind of position. Let's talk about, I know that for some pregnant women, you see some veins.
The varicose veins.
Yes. Is it normal?
It's normal. We'll say it is normal because we can't do anything about it. It is not with everybody. With few people, and it's due to the hormones, and then the veins, the veins that how the hormones are working on the body. That is what causes some people to have varicose veins. The vein swells up and they become very big. Painful. If you are, I don't think they are painful.
They're not painful.
They are not painful. But just in case someone feels it's painful, then she has to take good care of herself. Because if anything little should puncture it, she will just be bleeding. The vein will be bleeding. So you have to take good care of yourself. For instance, wearing of socks or probably bandaging. Bandaging, not too tight. something just to get the vein relaxed.
Okay.
So that you can enjoy yourself rather than thinking, hey, there is something.
If I move my leg. So it's like something like stockings.
Stockings is also good. When we thought, stockings is the best, but not everybody can buy stockings, be able to buy stockings and then use. But these crib bandages that are on the market are very cheap. Yeah. So if you are at home, you can use those ones. If you're going to work, you can wear stockings. And it's perfect. So whatever is convenient for you.
I know we've spoken a lot about pregnancy and all that, but I want us to go into the changes that occur
in pregnancy,
because I know that there are a lot of things. Some people say, I'm feeling this, I'm doing this. Is it normal? Is it part of the pregnancy? What actually happens?
The people are worried about few things and
you know, sometimes your body changes. There are certain
that
things that you experience.
Your body actually changes as soon as you miss your period the first month.
So let's talk about the changes that occur so that at least people that are watching may know, because some people, I'm sure some people can even see the changes, but they'll be like, oh, it's just, it's part of whatever it is.
They are the people who are taking things easily. Because you are normal. Pregnancy doesn't cause any defect on you. You are just normal. Look at even the baby growing stage by stage. It starts just like as a clot of blood. And then eventually by 3 months, it has a ear, it has a head, and the hands and the legs are forming. 4 months, then it's growing. By 4 months, it's going to start eating from your bloodstream instead of depending upon. It's just floating in there in the sac. So when you go on with all these things, step by step, when anything is going wrong, you will know. If there is nothing wrong, you just get ahead smoothly, and then up to when the pregnancy is due. And so many things that research has shown, food or diet contributes a lot in pregnancy. The School of Tropical Medicine once embarked on a research, and they came all the way from their home to do the research in Africa. And they used Gambia. During the rainy season, you see there is abundance of food. So you can eat variety of things. And that is where the baby or the fetus is well nurtured. And the mother herself also gets very strong because she gets all that she could eat and then feel good. In the lean season, when it's not raining, every food that grows looks like they are diminishing nutrients up to a certain extent. So that one, if the mother herself too is not eating well, may cause a little bit of problems here and there. So diet in particular is very, very important. So when you are paying attention to your diet, you get everything that you need. And you even go around everywhere like you are not carrying any pregnancy. You feel just normal, like any ordinary person who is not pregnant. Because the pregnancy doesn't, although you put on weight, God has made it aside that you don't feel the weight. The weight, whether you put on or not, you don't feel it. You are just yourself, one person, as you know. So all those things helps the woman to get relaxed in her mind. She feels free to do everything and go anywhere, eat anything, and then gets fine. And the assessment, that how we assess the fetus at the end of pregnancy, right from the beginning, we are looking at the first 1,000 days of the fetus that will be born to be a child. And that 1,000 days ends on the day that the child turns 2 years old. So you see that it's a long process. It's not pushed into one bag at the same time, but gradually. So every woman must know that the 252 days to see the obstetrician gynecologist, her midwife. If she goes to a midwife, the midwife will have to refer her to see the obstetrician gynecologist. Sometimes, for some reasons, the cervix, which is the entrance of the uterus, where the sperm will get into to meet the egg, to fertilize it for pregnancy to occur, is being incompetent. It's not able to hold together. So she may be miscarrying for a while. And there are procedures that can be done. We have one we call the Schrodinger's operation. They will just admit her and then stitch up the end of the uterus, so that with bed rest and good care, she can carry that pregnancy to term and then deliver safely. When it's due, they remove the stitches. Either they give her the chance to deliver by herself, or whatever the obstetrician gynecologist decides will be what will be carried.
Okay, all right. I hope Mrs. Appiah watched and has heard the answer to her question. The next question says, I think we answered it, we touched on it last week, but it says that what is a suitable age for a lady to get pregnant, and what is the age suitable to stop or end pregnancy?
The suitable age of getting pregnant, previously we know, is 18 years, when you are considered to be an adult. But it has reversed to the olden days. They were getting married at 15 years, and some grow a little more than that before they get pregnant. So you have to look at yourself and your means of sustaining yourself. Should, in case your husband doesn't have a very good work that will be fetching you a lot of money, you should be able to support too as well. So 18 years is with the currently, previously we were looking at 18 years, but now we learn people are getting married and governments have accepted that they should be considered adults by 16 years. So whichever category you want to fall into, it is you and your cup of tea.
Okay, so the next question says, I heard citrus fruits is not advisable to be taken during the 8th and 9th months of pregnancy. How relevant is that?
It depends upon the individual, what is wrong with the person, because citrus fruits are good. They are good for the body at all times. They don't cause any harm. Maybe the person is having something like heartburns and all that. So she wants to do away with it, or when she does away with it, she feels good. Then that one, there is no problem with that.
But it's not like it's something that you don't need to.
No, I haven't heard anybody advising a pregnant woman at the antenatal clinic as such before. All fruits are good for us at all times, provided they are available. God made this special for us, and that is where we get most of the things that has been turned into tablets and drugs for us to take. So there is nothing wrong with it. Except if it's not good for you, then you stay away from it.
Okay, now let's go back to the discussion. So we've spoken about preconception, changes, pregnancy, and all that. How will the woman know that her time is due?
She's due
to deliver.
Okay, normally you should know your last menstrual period.
Okay.
Even if you don't know, we recommend that probably by the 3rd month, when you see that for 3 consecutive months you haven't had a period, you go to the health facility. Initially, it's even the 1st month that you don't see the period, you go to the health facility or you go to your midwife to check what is wrong with you.
Okay.
And then when you are tested, and then they say that you are pregnant, then they advise you, they will even break the news to you, oh, you are pregnant. You are, it's a fortunate one, and crack all sorts of jokes. And then you are also happy. But now, there are people who even get pregnant and they don't go to the hospital until they are almost due. But when you report, you'll be given times by which you have to report for specific examinations and laboratory tests and assessments to be made.
Okay.
So when all those are going on, and now our antenatal care has been reduced to 4 times.
Okay.
In the time past, the first 3 months when you report, you go 1 month, and then from there, as you advance by the 24 weeks, you go every 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But now everything is changed. So depending upon the stage you are and what your service provider will tell you, that is what you have to adhere to. Or somebody went to clinic at 30 weeks, and she was asked not to come again until when she's 34.
Okay.
Whilst previously it was 32 weeks, 34 weeks, 36 weeks, and then you start going weekly till you are due to have the baby.
So are there specific things that you see on yourself to know that you are almost approaching your delivery date?
The lower abdomen will be heavy because normally most babies present by the head.
Okay.
I mean, they are delivered with the head coming out first.
Okay.
So when the head is coming out first, as early as sometimes 32 weeks, the head starts pushing down. So you feel heavy there, and you start having frequency of micturition going. You go to the
to
the washroom to urinate couple of times. By that, you know that the head is coming down. And then you are also counting your date. So when you are due, nobody will tell you, your health service provider will tell you, oh, at 36 weeks, you have to get your things ready because you can deliver at any time from now. Really, many people deliver from 36 weeks, between the 36th and then the 40th week. Few people deliver at 34 weeks.
Okay.
But they are also normal.
Okay.
They deliver normal babies, although we look at it from 36 weeks. But 32 weeks is not completely matured. So we still advise you and preserve you the way that you live so that you can get on further till the latter part from 36, between 36 and then 40 weeks.
40 weeks.
To have the baby.
Now, you spoke about the midwife saying you should pack your things and all that.
You start packing your layers for delivery.
What are some of the things that you put together to prepare for?
Okay. Definitely, when you deliver your baby, if the hospital or health facility will supply you with a dress, when you are going finally home, you must have a dress that the baby must wear. So you have to buy some few dresses, and then socks. Here we don't use mittens much. Mittens we put on the fingers, hands of the babies. We don't use them much. But the elite will buy all that, and then you have to get some core sheets and blankets, more dresses. Now we are into diapers. Yes, diapers, your soap and everything that you need for yourself, and then for the baby, because we cannot use somebody's sponge to bath your baby.
It's not hygienic.
So every mother must have her own sponge, soap and towel, then dresses for bathing of the baby when the baby comes out. So those are the things, but we still ask for few things. Dettol, for instance, because of the scent of blood. And from time immemorial, mothers put just a drop into their bath water to bath, assuming the blood will be smelling somewhere. It takes care of it, and then you are fine.
Okay, now we've seen signs of labor, signs that you are approaching your due date. What are things? Now, let's go to the actual labor.
The day of labor.
Yes.
Okay.
If you can take us through it.
The day of labor, when labor starts, in fact, the cervix will start pulling up like a balloon. As the head comes down, it will also be pulling up. The cervix looks a little bit tough, like like a pear. Look at the end of a pear.
Like the pear fruit.
Like the pear fruit. It's protruding like that. But as the labor starts, you have slight contractions. That is, the tummy goes into hardening up. That is a contraction. And then it relaxes and hardens up and relaxes. That is the sign of possible labor starting. And it may advance as it goes on, that the contractions will be much more stronger. And as it pulls up and down, up and then relaxes, that is where the cervical orifice, where the sperm pass to go inside to fertilize the egg, will start also pulling up. And then it will open up from the protruding end of the pear-like end that you see into a round shape like a ball cervix. Then gradually, when it gets to that position, it starts also widening up. So the space starts showing that is opening up, like now like a balloon. Because it has become thinner. So it starts opening until when it's fully open by assessment. We'll say it's about, the opening will be about something that 10 fingers can go around it. Then it will be pushing down with every contraction. It will be pushing down with every contraction. Then the midwife assists you to have the head delivered. And when the head is delivered, she will just protect the fetus by the head and shoulders, shoulder up and shoulder down, and then just bring the baby out for you, and then you are fine. You are relieved. So that is.
Let's talk about the contractions. I know that pregnant women are advised that when the contractions come in a certain way, you should rush to the hospital because you are almost due. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, it depends. When the contractions are very strong, then you know that it's getting to the period when the fetus will have to be delivered. So you don't have to you don't have to waste time at home You have to get to the hospital as early as possible, assuming you have packed all your things already. You have packed all your things into a suitcase or into a neat bag already. So when you get there, they just send you to the labor ward to have you assessed. And if really you are due to second stage where the baby is coming, every assistance that is needed will be given to you.
Okay, all right. Now let's go back to, we have a lot of questions to answer. Okay, this is a very interesting question. He says that, I want to ask the reason why a pregnant woman gets a wound of any part of her body, it affects the child in the womb.
A wound?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. That will be for the home people, but for science,
scientifically,
we haven't come across that.
Okay, he said, my name is Florence. I'm 5 months pregnant and I have this very serious vaginal itch that has caused a swelling in the vagina. And I can't even walk. What should I do?
Okay. Yeah, vaginal discharge is normally associated with pregnancy because of the increased blood supply to the vagina.
Okay.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be itching. So if it's itching, which means infection have set in, and your service provider must be able to address that. You don't have to sit at home to do anything to it. You go to the service provider, your midwife, or the clinic that you've been attending, and they will take care of that. You'll be given medication that will take care of the
whatever
the germs that has gone in there.
Okay, all right. So my sister, if you are listening, you need to go to the hospital to seek medical attention, and the issue will be addressed. The next question says, my wife's period has changed after giving birth. It now comes for just 2 days and it stops. Plus, she complains of pain in her abdomen area and a lot, especially during sex. What could it be? Should I go over?
The menstrual period has changed.
It used to come, but now it comes just for 2 days and stops.
Probably previously she was having it about 4 days or so, but now it's 2.
Yeah, and it's associated with a lot of pain, even during sex. What could be the cause?
Well, sometimes it's thickening of the cervix. It depends. Probably when she was in labor, she didn't have the patience for the cervix to get completely dilated.
Okay.
And maybe was forcing to push through. So with that, some people have tears. And you know, wherever a skin parts into 2, when it heals back, there is scar formation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible. And maybe she's had a couple of infection at points which were not properly treated.
Okay.
So all those could be a problem.
Okay.
So if she's having pain during sex, then it means they have to take their time. The man must have the patience for her, and then they go about it gently so that it wouldn't cause any more havoc to her.
Okay. Okay. But would it cause any problems for her?
No, it wouldn't cause. She can still be pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Because the cervix that you're seeing is not just the frontage. It's the opening in it itself is about up to where it thickens to get into the uterus is about 1 inch or more.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wouldn't cause any problem. But if you often have sores, that is not good enough.
Okay, so she may need to consult
see medical advice
with a doctor. Okay. All right. Another question from our sister Cindy from Tema. She says that she took an after pill after sex, but 2 days ago she used a pregnancy test kit to check. It first came out negative, but after a couple of hours, she saw 2 very faint positive ticks. She checked 3 times and all gave the same results. Could she be pregnant?
Yeah. We assume when we think we will be pregnant, but the cycle belongs to God. Because somebody has a 28-day cycle, somebody has a 35-day cycle. You are assuming your 35-day cycle will always be 35. Before you know, it has changed to 30 or 32. 28. So when the ovum was actually released, you didn't know. So that is what will happen. So it's the changing of the cycle that causes that.
Or maybe she may need to do further tests just to be sure that...
Or if she's tested positive, there is no need of doing anything by yourself. Go to the health facility.
Yeah, that's what
that is the final stage of which you'll be assessed to know what is actually wrong with you or good with you.
Okay. Okay, so our sister Asantua says she's 8 months pregnant and she can't eat anything. She spits a lot. She wants to know what she can do to stop it.
Yeah, that spitting is a hormonal problem and is associated with pregnancy. Some people get pregnant and they are not even able to eat 2 scoops of rice at a meal. So it depends upon the individual. So she should just take her time, drink a lot of light soup, and then maybe probably something like yams or potatoes that has been cooked in the light soup, and then take her time to eat it bit by bit.
Okay.
And don't push too much down at the time, otherwise you vomit. So when you take a little, you wait for a while and see that it's sunk down well, then you can continue in bits. But light things will also be very good for her. This yam porridge, you know, porridge, or cocoa yam and those things will equally be good. She should make it light and then be taking it in bits. That will help her.
Okay. All right. Now, so the next question, it says, I'm 8 months pregnant. Anytime I go to check up, they tell me I'm short of blood. My blood keeps on reducing. My hand and foot keeps itching me. Please, is it normal? Do you have anything to recommend from our sister Equia in Abuna?
8 months.
Yes.
And always they say she doesn't have blood.
Her blood is...
Yes, the fetus in utero is feeding from her blood because the fetus doesn't have blood coming from anywhere. It is what the mother eats to produce her blood that he or she in there will also feed on to grow in order to be able to be born healthy. So she should try and then be eating at times that she will be able to have it sunk down.
Okay, so the next question says that I'm pregnant and anytime I do a urine test, it tells me that there's a trace.
Trace of albumin?
Yes. I've been asked to take water, which I always do, but still there's a trace. What should I do?
It is common with pregnancy.
Okay.
Always because of the vaginal discharge, you have a little bit of albumin in your urine. Yeah. But like she's been told, if she's drinking a lot of water, it should be able to clear. You know, when we say we are drinking water, we don't drink much. Yes. Somebody drinks just about half cup, not even half cup, not up to 200 ml. And then you call that drinking water. When they say drink water, we are expecting you to be able to drink at least about 5 of this 500 ml bottle per a day, maybe from morning till evening. You should be able to drink about 5 or more. So that one, it cleanses your system thoroughly. So with that cleansing, you will be fine, and then there will be no trace of albumin in the urine.
So she should keep on drinking.
And sometimes too, there can be slight inflammation of the pelvis of the kidney, the kidneys itself. Yes, when there is something like that, it also gives the trace and the plasmas of albumin in the urine.
But so should she be worried about it, or is something that will go by itself?
She has to report to her service provider and then try to drink a lot of fluids. Water is one. And then these are homemade teas. Are also, with the homemade teas, if you make, you can add sugarcane to sweeten it. And
how about honey?
Honey. Honey.
Yeah. Is it good in pregnancy?
Oh, it doesn't have problem, but normally I, for instance, don't recommend honey for sugarcane is cheaper than honey. Yes. So I normally recommend sugarcane.
Okay. All right.
And you drink a lot of it.
Okay. How about fruit juice? Will that also work?
You young people, you like fruit juice because you don't want anything that doesn't taste to what your mind tells you. It's good though, but it depends upon the individual. Not everybody can afford fruit juice. But if you have guava leaves in the house and you have boiled it with sugar cane, who knows what you are taking and how you taste and how you feel. That is even going to heal you more.
That's also juice. Okay.
They are medicinal.
Okay. The other question says that she's Mrs. Wilson. She says she lost her pregnancy because she had an ectopic pregnancy.
Oh, sorry.
And was operated upon a year ago. She's in dire need of having another baby, but she's not being able to conceive. What should she do?
She said last year.
Yeah.
Oh, she will conceive.
She's not conceived.
She will conceive because she had 2 fallopian tubes and 2 eggs, the ovaries. So if it's a tube that got probably cut, the incision went into the tube, but the fallopian tube is still there. So if it's taking time and it's not coming, when she goes to the see the obstetrician gynecologist, the other ovary can also be connected the same way, and she will have both ready releasing egg at one time or the other. So she will definitely have another child. She doesn't have to worry about that.
All right, okay. So the last question says that I'm Jamila from Koforidua. A friend has not seen her menses for a year now. She went to the hospital and she was told that it's a hormonal disorder. What is she supposed to do or eat to correct it?
Yes, she still have to see the obstetrician gynecologist. When you go to a midwife facility, she can also advise, but knowing what is actually happening by measuring of the levels of hormones and other things in the blood, you need to be in the hospital. Yes. So she should go to the hospital and see the obstetrician gynecologist. And then when she's advised, she adheres to that and she'll be fine.
And then the other person says that she's 18 weeks pregnant and she's bleeding. She went to the hospital and they corrected it, but still she bleeds every month or twice every month. She can't tell if it's because it's multiple pregnancy.
Oh, if it's multiple pregnancy, sometimes it does happen.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it does happen. So she just have to be careful However, she shouldn't miss going to see her obstetrician gynecologist.
Okay.
She's supposed to be monitored.
Okay.
And then she must have adequate bed rest.
Okay.
Because when you're bleeding and you are having enough rest, that corrects by itself sometimes.
Okay.
That nobody does anything to it. So she shouldn't, and she should remember not to be having sex.
Okay.
So
okay.
if she's having sex, she should
put it
suspend
on
it. Suspend it for a while, and then be able to have enough rest. Enough rest. She shouldn't be putting her fingers, inserting it down there into the vagina. So, because as long as you go in there to push against the cervix, it's possible that you may go to cause some amount of trouble, and then you'll be bleeding.
Okay, okay. Now to our last question. It says that, my name is Precious. I did family planning for 3 years and I stopped for about 4 years now. I'm not getting pregnant. What do I do? I'm married and I want to get pregnant. Please help me.
She'll get pregnant. You know, the hormones that have gone into the system for years will all have to be cleared from the system. So I don't know what she was taking because of those. That is holding up the pregnancy.
Okay.
So with time, when they are washed out, she'll get pregnant. Family planning doesn't cause infertility.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they will come out.
So like how long does it mostly take? Because I'm sure she's just eager.
The hormonals that we normally give to people, sometimes depending upon the individual, you can predict.
Okay.
It takes a very long time to clear out of the system. You know, we have some that when you take one shot for 3 months, you're not going to have a period.
Yes.
And sometimes you'll be on that hormonal for maybe a year and you never see any blood coming. So those things will hold it on for a while, but she will still have it. Because when people are also bleeding too much, we give them the same hormonals and then it stops the bleeding. So she should go to the family planning unit and then seek advice. Or see her obstetrician gynecologist.
Okay. I think our time is up, so we'll end it here. But I would have wished that we continue because there's still more to talk about. And
no problem, we can come back.
Okay. I'll thank you so much for making time last week and today as well. You've been so helpful and we appreciate your support. May the Lord richly bless you. And to you, our viewers, thank you so much for making time to watch. Healthy Living would have been nothing without your support at home. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Take care of yourself and always stay healthy. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.